Look out, Hotel Transylvania! There's a new kids' Halloween movie franchise coming to theaters. You're watching Beyond the Trailers review of Goosebumps.
All the monsters I've ever created are locked inside these books. But when they open...
Nobody make a sound.
Hotel Transylvania has been a huge hit for Sony Animation, breaking box office records for September with each new movie. With the first Hotel Transylvania, Sony lucked out that both Disney's Frankenweenie and Paramount's Fun Size failed to find an audience, giving them a monopoly on Halloween moviegoing for the entire month of October. But with Hotel Transylvania 2, for some reason, Sony has decided to create its own competition, with the live-action Goosebumps movie finally hitting theaters after several years of development. In fact, way back in 1998, Frankenweenie's Tim Burton was going to direct. Now, to be fair, Goosebumps has had several release dates, ranging from March 2016 to August 2015 to April 2016, before settling on what seems like an obvious release date, October 2015. The adult-oriented Crimson Peak hits theaters the same weekend, while The Last Witch Hunter, Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension, and Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse will also be released prior to Halloween itself. And considering that Halloween is now second only to Christmas in terms of consumer spending, why shouldn't the Halloween movie become as popular as the Christmas movie? In fact, it looks like we now have more Halloween movies than Christmas movies. Perhaps that's because while Santa only comes once a year, you can scare yourself silly whenever you darn well please. So is the Goosebumps movie competitive in this overcrowded slate of movies? Director Rob Letterman and Jack Black didn't have much luck the first time they teamed up with Gulliver's Travels, but maybe they'll do better the second time around. Likewise, screenwriters Scott Alexander and Larry Karaszewski couldn't save the Percy Jackson franchise when they scripted the sequel, but they did have solid hits with Agent Cody Banks in 1408, not to mention the very first film they wrote, Problem Child. Scholastic, which publishes the Goosebumps novels, has their own producer on board, Deborah Forte, who's working with Neil H. Morris, who produces, get this, the Fast and Furious franchise. But he also produced R.I.P.D. and Jack the Giant Slayer. And then, of course, there's Goosebumps author RL Stine, who Black plays in the film and has been called the Stephen King of children's literature. But Stine has yet to share in King's big screen success, which might be why King is worth $400 million and Stine a mere $200 million. But James Patterson, who also hasn't had much luck on the big screen, beats them both with a net worth of $430 million. Man, who knew there was so much money in writing scary books? You know, there's a teachable moment here. Always give someone the benefit of the doubt, because after Gulliver's Travels, who would ever think that Jack Black and director Rob Letterman should ever be allowed to team up again? But you know what? I'm glad that they were allowed to team up again, because Goosebumps is awesome. And I knew it was going to be good, not from the trailers, which as you might recall, I actually really detested, but as soon as the film began. Why? Because of the score. I mean, it's just so incredibly well done. And of course, when the credits rolled at the end, I was like, oh, Danny Elfman. No wonder the soundtrack is so good. And it's really nice to be reminded of what a difference a professional makes. Although I have to say, while I sometimes wouldn't call Jack Black and Rob Letterman professionals, everybody in this film is incredibly professional. But with Danny Elfman, you might be like, how could you not know it was Danny Elfman, Grace? Because Danny Elfman has a very signature sound, right? But what was nice here is that while it had hints of Danny Elfman, it did remind me of Beetlejuice, especially with the car driving through the countryside. But he changed it up a little bit. He made it, really something that could stand on its own. And that's actually how I would describe this entire movie. In a time when so many films coming out are derivative of other movies, Goosebumps is entirely its own entity. Now I haven't read any of the Goosebumps novels, and I haven't watched the television show, but I did get the feeling that it was its own entity and that it really was loyal to the Goosebumps franchise. And I would have to say, if the Goosebumps franchise normally has this level of quality, I can see why it's so popular. And you know what? I actually laughed out loud during this movie. It was funny. I'll go into specifics with my spoiler review. Yes, there will be a spoiler review for this movie, because we also have to talk monsters, of course. And there are some genuine surprises that I don't want to give away here. But one of those surprises, again, was that it actually made me laugh out loud. I don't want to give too much away, but the police officers were particularly funny. But you know what else surprised me? It genuinely scared me. I was actually scared during parts of this movie, but I was not as scared as the little boy who was seated near me. I think he was like 5 years old, but he got like terrified. So terrified that he needed to sit on his father's lap because he was holding onto his dad's arm with a death grip, and then it went to the next level in terms of scary, and he was like, gotta go on the lap. And I would say that Goosebumps goes as far as a family film can go when it comes to being scary, and perhaps even a touch further, which I actually really respected, because that's the stuff that sticks with you when you're a kid, right? So I'm glad to see some family entertainment still willing to go there. Now, the little boy, I think this is important to point out, did not cry or ask to leave. And that's because the movie is actually really good. It's not just a bunch of jump scares. It's not gimmicky. Again, there's just a consistent theme of quality here. From the writing, to the acting, to the musical score, as I said, to the production and costume design. And again, the monsters and the visual effects. The monsters are incredibly well realized, and I'm excited to discuss them with you in the spoiler review. So again, I really didn't like the trailers for this movie, and I was actually not looking forward to seeing it at all. But I was so not only pleasantly surprised, but enchanted. And I have to tell you, I think this is going to become a family Halloween classic, and it's definitely a movie that I will purchase for my growing collection of Halloween movies, right next to the Hotel Transylvania franchise. Sony's 2 for 2 here when it comes to, again, my Halloween movie collection. Although the last thing I want to say, though, before I sign off with this non-spoiler review, is that this movie plays in 3D, but I don't think it's worth the extra money to see it in 3D. Why? There are 1 or 2 moments that utilize the 3D, but it was never enough, I think, to, again, warrant the extra expense. Sometimes, and I tell you when I think 3D is good, I always appreciate the depth of the picture, and that was utilized a little bit more, but you're not going to get your 3D bang for your buck with this movie. But definitely see it. Definitely. And if you can hold out, I think it's going to be a great Halloween treat for many people, and not just families. I think it's important to stress that I think that anyone would enjoy this and get ready to laugh and be terrified. All right, so go see Goosebumps and then meet me over at the spoiler review. Okay.